Good evening. This is Life Pilot, Captain Pete, and we're going to talk about checklist again today. Checklist to success. Well, why do pilots have checklists? Well, the first thing is a checklist is a timeline of events that help you begin the mission and take you through the mission. And if those checklists are followed and everything goes normal, it's a template. Obviously, everything can be improvised, but we follow the checklist so that it enables to follow the procedure to start the airplane and to operate the equipment properly. Then, what did the checklist do? Well, when we do our pre-flight, before starting engine checklists, starting engines, taxi checklist, takeoff checklist, climb checklist, cruise checklist, descent checklist, and landing checklist. The whole purpose is, number one, to mitigate any errors and to eliminate them before they occur. And if they occur, go to another checklist. And then to mitigate loss of equipment or loss of life. Well, today, I was thinking, we have this virus that's affecting us all. Do we have a checklist? People tune into the TV. I noticed when I went to the grocery store today, people had their masks on. They were below the nose, or they were above the nose and there were holes in it. One of the things that I've done as a pilot since all this happened, and a long time before, was I used to get respiratory infections in the fall, and they would go for 3 or 4 months. So I started taking precautions, my own checklists. And what I did basically is I always carried handkerchiefs so that I didn't have to really handle anything. I used soap every time I touched something. Not obsessively, but anytime I had the opportunity to wash my hands, I did. I really didn't touch my face. And my whole goal was not to get sick. Getting sick was, number one, not fun because you couldn't fly. And number two, if you can't fly, you can't make money. It is a livelihood. So here in this country, we're obsessed with the coronavirus because the coronavirus is obsessed with getting us sick. Well, what are the only ways you can get sick from the coronavirus? Well, it has to enter through fluid in your eye, through your nose, or through your mouth to your respiratory system. Well, how does it do that? Well, you can ingest it, you can put your hands on it, somebody can cough towards you. So when you wear your mask, why are we wearing a mask? Well, it's to protect others from you. So if you start with yourself and then go to those that you work with and are closely associated with, and you have a checklist where you want to keep each other healthy, and then to your community, which might be your office or where you live, it's quite simple. The problem is people don't have a checklist and they don't actually follow the rules. And the rules can be adjusted. Obviously, when you used to see an older person on an airplane, they would wear a mask so they wouldn't catch pneumonia. Because when you're older, you get pneumonia, you can get very, very sick, critically sick. So, as a pilot, I've flown a couple flights. I wear reading glasses so that nothing can come to my eyes. I wear a mask, and I have one that I can clean, but it's got a seal on top of my nose, and it goes down to my chin. In the beginning, it wasn't very comfortable, and it was self-conscious, but I learned to wear it. And the other thing is, I just bought a pair of gloves. Not necessarily latex, but gloves. In the Navy, we used to have to fly with gloves. So I protect my eyes, I protect my nose, I protect my mouth, and my hands. And if I have to use the restroom, obviously, I try to wash my hands. I make sure that Anytime I touch anything, I put a Kleenex there. But I have a checklist. When I get to my hotel room, then this is a new way to live. Um, you really don't sit next to anybody on the limousine. You sit someplace else, but who's to say that germ isn't there? So as soon as I get to the hotel room, the clothes come off. I jump in the shower, soap up, wash off. When you see a surgeon prepare for surgery, what does he do? He washes his hands, and then somebody places the gloves on him, because if he gets some kind of germ into your body cavity or wherever he's operating, he doesn't have a good. He might have a good operation, but the outcome might not be good because the patient gets infected and dies. So that's a real possibility in today's medical surgery. Infections can come from any place. What is the greatest spread of infections? It's the cell phone. How many people never clean the cell phone? They wash their hands, but the cell phone's filthy, and it just collects things. I think I read someplace where the cell phones are dirtier than toilet bowls. So, in your checklist to success, for not getting sick, you want to have glasses, you want to have a mask, you want to have gloves, you want to do social distancing, you want to carry wipes so you can wipe off the tray table, the arms, the controls, the throttles, the tray table where you're going to do your work. And then when you get to your hotel room, you're going to wash up. What's the filthiest thing in a hotel room? Well, it's the toilet flusher. I don't think people clean that. So everybody puts their hands there. So before you put your hands there, either put a little wash towel to use it, or wash with soap and water. It's filthy, as probably is the toilet seat. Soap and water. So, is it possible to operate with a coronavirus and not get it? Most certainly. But if you don't take these precautions, you don't create your own checklist, you will get it. And the whole thing is maybe you might not die, but you'll be sick. I probably would estimate between 2.5 to 3 months. And physically you won't be able to do anything, just laying in bed. So, and the thing is to create your own checklists. Always have a fresh shirt, pants, shoes, socks. Wash the bottom of your shoes. Most people never do that. Or leave your shoes in the garage. The floor of an airplane is probably the filthiest thing in the airport, besides when you take your shoes off to go through the metal detectors. People go through their barefoot, they go through in their socks. There's all kinds of germs. Luckily, as a pilot, I never have to take my shoes off. I bought special shoes that don't have any metal in them. So you develop your checklist over time to keep yourself well. You carry your own water, you carry your own wipes, and now you have to carry your own food because it's just not there. So anyways, so we talked today a little bit about checklists, and we're going to develop a checklist to success to prevent you from getting sick. Just like the immune system is your shield against your body becoming sick, the things you do to prevent the virus entering through your eyes, nose, or mouth, or taking your hands and putting them someplace on your body, those things prevent the virus from getting through your immune system. So that's basically what I want to talk about. And basically, flight checklists can be applied to anything. When you have a checklist, for the coronavirus. You want to keep yourself isolated from the virus. You want to be able to complete your mission, your work, and you want to have prevention of any catastrophic failure, which would be getting the virus and getting sick. So, anyways, enjoyed speaking with you. This is Life Pilot, Captain Pete. Have a great evening. Thank you.